Well, I'm Chris Rose, I work for Leicester Tigers and I'm the head of brand.
And what does head of brand actually encompass?
Well, that's a question I've been asked by many of my superiors, but to be fair, it encompasses all the business to customer side of the business, as well as marketing, website and those kind of things. So we're involved with community, group sales, tickets, season tickets, and then the marketing for the whole business.
So it's heavy on the sales, so your key performance indicators are financial ones?
Yep. Winning on the pitch and winning off the pitch, that's pretty much what Tigers is all about. So, bums on seats and generating as much revenue as we can so we can get even better players on the pitch and be able to afford the increases in the salary cap that
Yes,
come.
indeed. And you've never seemed to have much problem at Tigers selling tickets, but there's a new stand coming on board. What's the new capacity of the new stadium?
Take us to just under 26,000.
And what sort of percentage sellouts do you get on a seasonal basis?
Well, we've had 5 sellouts and 7 sellouts in the last couple of seasons, but the main driver for the stand was actually that almost every game over the last 2 seasons we've been down to single seats and terrace. And unfortunately for the purists out there, the terrace is becoming less popular over time, particularly for new guys. I think we'll always stick with the terrace here, but actually people want their creature comforts now, and they want as big a seats as they can and the best facilities they can have. So that was a real driver for us to be able to offer that to everyone right up until match day.
You're not saying that Leicester supporters are getting soft, are you?
Not at all. So much so that we haven't put a roof on our new stand at the moment, just so they can enjoy the weather for the next couple more weeks. Yeah.
When's the stand ready?
Well, we're already using it for seats, but we're hoping for a completion of everything, including roof, seats and bars and everything else for Saints game, which is January the 9th.
Okay, very good. So as far as the business goes, currently, what do you see as the great opportunities, and what do you see as the great threats to achieving your aims?
Well, one of the big things, obviously, the World Cup for me was a lot of hard work for the clubs. I think it took a lot of attention away from club rugby, and we've just had a meeting here where a lot of people have said about people being rugby down. And it feels like the season's just started 2 months later, so that's a kind of hump we're having to get over. But the opportunities for the game it's just a great sport. For us, we've done a lot of work talking to the rugby public in our region, and I think now we're looking to get the game beyond just the rugby public. So it's a challenge, but also a real opportunity, I think, to show new people what rugby's all about, and not just show them the passing and the running and the fun bits, but some of the dark arts which Leicester are famed for, I think.
Mm-hmm. And that's a good question in terms of new fans versus old traditional fans. Are you if we're talking about gaining new fans, are you a bit worried about throwing the baby out with the bathwater and losing that old support if you try to simplify it or dumb it down to some degree?
Yeah, I think, and what's great about rugby is actually how inclusive and welcoming everyone is. So, we've found for the most part all our season ticket holders just enjoy teaching the game to other people, and I think rugby's such an in-depth game that you're always learning something, and I think particularly the way that rugby is generating interest with juniors and that kind of thing, I think our season ticket holders are really welcoming to new people and getting those people involved. They're still the most important people, the ones that have been here since we went professional and before. Yep. They're the guys we see as our ambassadors and the custodians. We're only looking after the club for them.
Good. And we're here talking about CRM systems and ticketing and reaching out to new fans through social media. Yeah. Can you, in a nutshell, talk us about your strategy or your program of trying to do that?
Well, someone used a word I said flippantly recently about giving people a digital cuddle, which sounds a bit silly, but I think what we're trying to say is, people worry that as rugby gets bigger that you lose that kind of club feel and the ability to really kind of interact with the club. And I think it's massively important that all clubs try to keep hold of that as desperately as we can. And for me, that's what we're trying to work on, and using all the ways of doing it, both in person, on the road, and digitally, to make sure that we're looking after the fans they want to be looked after.
And so it's not particularly a heavy sell, it's just showing them there's an exciting time to be had at Tigers, and it's worthwhile coming down, whether it's as a season ticket holder or as just as a one-off.
Well, I mean, I'm spoiled. I've got Welford Road to sell and rugby to sell. I think the best marketing there is getting someone to the game. I think if we can introduce it to you, there's a very good chance you're going to come back. So I don't think it needs a hard sell, to be honest.
And lastly, as sort of non-game days, is there a lot more you could be done in terms of birthday parties and wedding receptions and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky. We're right in the city centre here. We've got some great facilities and improving all the time. You know, we did something like 40 Asian weddings last year, which is great for the local population. But also we've got the size of rooms that are required for these things. And you know, non-match day, it's not quite as important as match day yet. But you know, there's so many things that you need to do, and it seems a waste to have a great facility like this not used all year round. So you know, whether it be meetings, whether it be weddings, whether it be community activities, I think all clubs, not just us, are doing more and more.
Very good. One thing about sponsorship, you've managed to, unfortunately Caterpillar have moved out, but you've managed to move others in quite quickly.
Well, we've already got 2 or 3 new partners this year.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity for us with Caterpillar moving on. We're very sorry to see them go. They've been great partners, and we're pretty sure they'll be back in the future as well. So we're pleased we've left on great terms, and we've got a lot of interest. It's the first time in 7 years that the sexy part of partnership is available, front of kit, which is what everyone wants, and we're happy that we'll have a good choice to go for.